Nigel Dodds.
And can I thank the Secretary of State for his statement, for the advance notice and for the consultations which he has had with us here and with our party as the process has developed. It has been very, very good contact and interaction with him, his office and the government more generally. Mr Deputy Speaker, it's worth reminding the House how we've got to this point. We had an agreed programme for government with Sinn Fein in December, as recently as December, the DUP and Sinn Fein, and none of the issues that are now being raised by Sinn Fein as critical preconditions were raised by them in December. They pulled the government down, they walked out, and they are now setting new preconditions for the formation of the government. We want, along with the Ulster Unionists, the SDLP and the Alliance Party, the other parties eligible for government, we would set the government up tomorrow. Sinn Fein are blocking it. So the Secretary of State is perfectly right to come to this House, as we have been urging, to get the budget set. And I would also say to him that we cannot allow the drift to continue, that at some point in the very near future we will need to have ministers. And if they are not Northern Ireland executive ministers, which is what we want and other parties want, but Sinn Féin are blocking that, then it will have to be ministers from here. And they will have to take decisions, because we cannot allow the economy to drift and we cannot allow Northern Ireland to drift. And we will work with him here in this place to ensure that the good governance of Northern Ireland continues, along with a role for Northern Ireland politicians in a consultative role back home at Stormont. So let us get on with the job of removing the preconditions that Sinn Féin have set, new preconditions, new demands that have come forward since December. Let us get on with the job of governing Northern Ireland from Stormont. But if that isn't able to happen, then we must get on with the job from here in consultation with our politicians back home.
Well, I certainly support his message of the need for Northern Ireland to get on with the job, and also the need to see devolved government restored. And he makes a number of points about how that can be done. As he knows, with obviously his own party very closely engaged in those negotiations with Sinn Féin, the work that has gone on, the efforts that have been put in place to see that devolution is restored. And I would say again that that has to be the focus, that has to be the optimum outcome of seeing that locally functioning, locally elected Assembly and Executive serving the people of Northern Ireland. And I would encourage him and his party to continue, I know, the efforts that they have done over an extended period to find that way forward, to see what is that space for agreement, to provide that sense of stability for Northern Ireland, which we all want to see in actually dealing with public services, dealing with the economy, seeing the jobs growing. That's the picture that the public in Northern Ireland want, is that service for them and seeing that positive movement. So I would certainly underline to him and to others that we all must have that resolute focus in our minds in the weeks ahead, in seeing that that can be achieved and ensuring that decision making can progress in Northern Ireland.